Maze Runner: The Death Cure is the third in the Maze Runner franchise based off of the popular books Maze Runner. It is the conclusion to the epic trilogy that's supposed to bring everything to a head. Once again, directed by the same guy that directed the other ones, Wes Ball. The guy followed through. He did 3 movies. That's some good commitment. Just, I shudder at the thought of phone contracts and contracts for anything in general, so respect. It brings back most of the actors and the characters that you have seen before in the other films. They're back for this conclusion to the trilogy. This movie is setting up to be this epic final battle between Wicked and Thomas and the rest of the surviving members of the Glades, or Gladers, or whatever they're called. But what the movie actually is it's a 2-hour rescue mission. Wicked has gotten their hands on some very important people, some people that are very close to Thomas and the rest of the Gladers, and so Thomas and his friends have to figure out a way to infiltrate the Wicked stronghold, which they call the Last City. They have to find a way to get inside the Last City so that they can rescue their friends so that they can escape. And of course, this is easier said than done, and so we have a 2-hour rescue movie. A surprisingly entertaining and well-made rescue movie. January is freaking me the hell out, man. We're at the end of January and there have been no shitty movies. I mean, sure, you could say there's been average movies or maybe even bad movies, but you can't say that there's been like an awful, horrendous shit stain. I mean, there hasn't been one. There hasn't been one yet, and I feel very uncomfortable about this. I feel like I want to shit all over this movie for no reason, just to keep some semblance of normalcy here. Honestly, I just want to start making up shit like, oh, Dylan O'Brien, he had a good performance. That's just, that it hurt the quality of the movie or some bullshit like that. Getting a little bit off track here, but bottom line is Maze Runner was an entertaining film. That's all I'm trying to say. Dylan O'Brien is an actor that has impressed me for years. I love this guy. I feel like this guy commits very hard to whatever role that he is assigned, and he is usually the best thing about that role, even if the role is in a shitty movie. He was great in this movie. He really carried the entire franchise on his back, as he should, since he's the face of the franchise, but he really carries this movie. In fact, his friendship with Newt in this movie, I forget the actor who plays Newt, but their friendship, their bromance, I mean, that was kind of the thing in the movie that emotionally hit me the hardest. To be completely fair and honest, though, I almost forgot what the hell this movie was even about because it's been so long since I've seen the other Maze Runner films. I kind of liked the first one. The second one was kind of bad and forgettable, and I don't really remember a whole lot about it. I went into this movie and I was thinking, should I rewatch the second movie just to catch myself up with and familiarize myself with this new movie? And then I was kind of like, no, I deserve better than that. I'm not going to do that. So honestly, for the first half hour to hour of this movie, I was kind of lost in translation a little bit. I was confused. I didn't really understand about what happened and who was doing what and why is this person here. But then over the course of the movie, it started to click a little bit with me. My memory started coming back a little bit. Little bits and pieces started floating in and started going, oh, okay, yeah, I remember you. And didn't you die? So the bottom line is, if you're a casual, it might take you a little bit to get up to speed. But once you get up to speed, you're going to be entertained. The action sequences in this film, as they have been for most of the rest of the franchise, are very well shot, very well made. Everything is surprisingly in camera, which I always like when I see action in an action movie that's in camera. You got shootouts, you got chase sequences, you got people doing a lot of running, more running than Tom Cruise does in his movies. People running like it's in a post-apocalyptic soccer match or something. I don't know. It makes me exhausted to watch it, but I can't deny that it looks a lot of fun. It looks like a lot of fun. Like I said, Dylan O'Brien, you know what? I'm going to stop calling him Dylan O'Brien. That is Nightwing, okay? That is Nightwing. Look at him. Just look at him. That is Nightwing. Warner Brothers, get your head out of your asses. Look at him. That is Nightwing, and I'm going to keep calling him Nightwing until he's actually revealed to be Nightwing, because I'm speaking it into existence. So Nightwing, like I said, Nightwing and his best friend, their relationship was the best part of the movie. When the movie wasn't focusing on their relationship and it had to deal with the other characters, I started to feel like, okay, a lot of this feels like filler. It's not actually filler, but the problem with this movie is it's supposed to be this big epic conclusion, and there's really nothing epic or grandiose about it. For most of this movie, I had just kind of a vague passing interest in other things that were going on. I didn't really care all that much about most of the other characters. I didn't really care when shit happened. I mean, stuff happened, and it's just kind of like, okay, it happened, but nothing really hit me emotionally on the level that I kind of was hoping that it would. Because I didn't care all that much, I found myself bored for some of the filler sections of the movie when there wasn't pretty cool action on screen. I'll also say this movie does get a little bit bloated towards its third act, and by that I mean this movie ended like 4 or 5 times. No, seriously, like around the second ending, I was kind of like, okay, all right, we're going along here, and it should be wrapping up. Oh my god, we're still here? In the end, Maze Runner is an entertaining action movie that does tie up the threads and close the conclusion to the trilogy in a way that I think that most fans of this franchise will be satisfied with. I'm gonna give Maze Runner: The Death Cure my average rating in the Fortress of Solitude. Alright guys, those are my thoughts on Maze Runner: The Death Cure. So have you seen it? And if you've seen all 3 of the Maze Runner films, tell me what your favorite one is and why. List that in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.